the fridge door open. With the fridge door left open, the temperature has risen above 5 degrees and into the danger zone. The danger zone is between 5 degrees centigrade and 63 degrees centigrade. This is when bacteria are most likely to multiply. Like us, bacteria like to be at room temperature. They fall asleep when they're too cold and they die when they're too hot. So frozen food should be kept under minus 18 degrees centigrade and chilled food under 5 degrees centigrade. Bacteria will stop growing over 63 degrees and will be killed at 75 degrees centigrade. Bacteria are most active, like you and me, between 5 and 63. The core temperature of food is found at the centre of the thickest part of a piece of food. This is why a temperature probe is often used to gain the most accurate reading. The probe can be inserted into the food itself or between packages of food so that the temperature at the centre of the food can be recorded. Allow the reading to settle. Remember, when you're using a temperature probe, you must disinfect it with a probe wipe between each use. This is to avoid cross-contamination. The only way you can be sure that food has been kept out of the danger zone is by regularly checking the temperature. And the only way that everyone else can be sure is by checking the temperature records. So remember, there's no point in measuring temperatures unless you record them. And don't forget to put the temperature record back where it's supposed to be. If you think that the temperature probe is wrong, don't just record what it reads. Check again or call your supervisor to check the temperature using a clean probe. So to beat bacteria, arm yourself with a temperature probe and you'll be ready for the battle. Remember, hot to handle, cold to hold. Module 5, Cleaning. No matter where you work or whether you use cloths, hoses or machines to clean your workplace, the reasons for cleaning and the stages of cleaning are the same. And who's responsible for keeping your workplace clean and safe? You are. John knows he's responsible for cleaning the kitchen. Let's see how he gets on. Not very well. And they certainly don't think so. This makes more work for everyone. Rubbish and food waste are a breeding ground for bacteria and can also attract pests such as rats and mice, flies, insects, dogs and cats. Bins should be emptied regularly and kept covered. And remember, it's not only your supervisor who'll be annoyed with you if you don't do your share of the cleaning. So what do you need? Clean hot water for starters. If you use dirty water, you just spread the dirt around. Your employer will provide you with food-grade chemicals for cleaning. To clean properly, you'll need to use both detergents and disinfectants. Detergents clean by removing the dirt you can see. Disinfectants clean by killing the bacteria you can't see. And remember to always use food-grade chemicals in the correct concentrations. No matter what cleaning work you're doing, you should follow the 6 stages of cleaning. First, you should pre-clean with a clean cloth. Then, using detergent in the right concentration, you thoroughly clean and then you rinse with hot water. These 3 stages take care of all the dirt you can see. Now, to kill the bacteria you can't see, the 4th stage is to clean using a disinfectant or heat. Remember, bacteria will be killed at 75 degrees centigrade. The 5th stage is a final rinse. And the sixth and final stage is air drying. When you're cleaning, you should always use clean, hot water and a disposable cloth. If you don't have disposable cloths, make sure that your cloth is clean. Remember, these 6 stages are the same no matter where you're working or what you're cleaning. So by keeping your work area clean inside and out, you'll make your workplace a pest-free zone. Report any signs of infestation immediately to your supervisor and highlight any potential problems such as broken equipment which may affect food safety in your workplace. Remember, cross-contamination can occur if raw food comes in contact with cooked or ready-to-eat food. So like John, you should always clean the raw food areas last, just in case. And remember, it only takes 20 minutes at room temperature for bacteria to multiply, so mop up any spills as soon as they happen and clean and disinfect as you go. John knows he's completed the 6 stages of cleaning, but to let everyone else know, he must remember to sign the cleaning record. A clean workplace is a safe workplace, so follow the 6 steps to clean what can and can't be seen. Module 6, Deliveries. Where does all this food come from? By knowing your suppliers and how they operate, you can be confident that the food they deliver to you is safe to eat. But what happens when it gets to you? You need to be there when the delivery arrives. That might mean an early start. If you're not there, how can you be sure that the van is clean, that the driver handles the food properly, that it arrives at the correct temperature, that the delivery of food is safe? Safe from pests. Safe from cross-contamination and physical hazards. So how do you avoid this from happening? To accept a delivery, make sure you're there when it arrives. Check that the container is clean and free from pests and see that the delivery person operates in a hygienic way. Make sure that foods have been correctly stored so that there's no danger of cross-contamination. If the food is chilled or frozen, use a temperature probe to ensure that it's at the right temperature on delivery. All food should be within its best before or use by date. Cans should not be rusty or dented or leaking, and packaging should be undamaged, clean and dry. If you're not happy, reject the delivery or call your supervisor. If everything's up to standard, sign the delivery record and store the goods properly as soon as possible. John has just accepted a delivery. Let's look again at what you need to do before you can be sure that the delivery should be accepted. Arrive on time. Check the condition of the vehicle and the delivery person. Check that there's no cross-contamination. Examine the dates and packaging. Probe the temperature. And if you're happy, sign the delivery record and transfer to storage immediately. If you can't accept, reject the delivery. If at any stage you're not sure, call your supervisor. Now you have the skills to accept a delivery, you can use these skills and those from previous modules to be confident that the food that's made, stored or sold in your workplace is safe to eat. Module 7. Show what you know. If, like John, you're just starting your food safety training, these skills may be new to you, but work with your supervisor to practice them, and it's only a matter of time before they'll become second nature. Remember, practice makes perfect, and good practice makes safe food. You now know how important good personal hygiene is to food safety, so always wear protective clothing at work and always put it on from head to toe. Wash your hands often using the correct procedure. And if you're unwell, go and tell. No matter where you're working, remember, separate, don't contaminate. Watch out for those physical and chemical food safety hazards. And in your battle against bacteria, know the danger zone and record temperatures regularly. Remember, bacteria are most active, like you and me, between 5 and 63. So keep food hot to handle and cold to hold. You know now that it only takes 20 minutes for bacteria to multiply at room temperature, so use those 6 steps to clean what can and can't be seen. You also know how to accept a delivery. Your supervisor and your fellow workers want to be sure that you can do your job properly, and customers want to know that the food they're going to eat is safe. It might be up to you to reassure them, or even to tell them how they can keep food safe. You may have to demonstrate these skills to a range of people: your customers, auditors, inspectors, your managers, and even your employers. If you practice all of the food safety skills you've learned all of the time, both you and your supervisor can be confident that the food you're producing is safe to eat. All you have to do is show that you know how to keep food safe. So show your employer how you put your training into practice. Remember, your employer is a customer too, and so's your supervisor, your fellow workers, and even your own family. They all want to be sure that their food is in safe hands. You know, so show you know.